All right, what's up, everybody? We are back for another episode of Dave's R&R Rambles and Reviews with your host, Dave. And we've got a little bit of a mixed bag this episode. Some new topics to talk about. We have some boxing I think that we should go over this past weekend. We had Logan Paul versus Tommy Fury. Not the biggest talent in boxing, but definitely some of the biggest names right now when we talk about Jake Paul. He's not the most talented out there, but he definitely puts butts in the seats. He definitely gets eyes on the sport, so he has the respect for that. They had a match, and we'll talk about a potential rematch this episode. Floyd Mayweather had a exhibition match this weekend. Usually I don't care too much for this, but I saw some kind of eye-boggling stuff this weekend, so we'll get into that. And also, I just want to give my quick thoughts on the new show on Fox, Animal Control. Animal Control has had the first two episodes come out so far featuring Joe McHale. So I'm going to kind of break that down and see if it's worth watching right at this moment. So let's get right into it here. Jake Paul versus Tommy Fury. This match got delayed a couple of times, but we finally got it this past Sunday. And Jake Paul was the favorite going into it. A decently heavy favorite at minus 160, I believe. Tommy Fury in the pluses. Tommy Fury ended up pulling out the W here. Split decision win. A lot of people were shocked by this, and it may be a hindsight is 2020. But Tommy Fury, I think because of his time away from the ring and just all the hype surrounding Jake Paul kind of clouded a lot of people's eyes, including professional boxers. A lot of them were even saying this was in the bag for Jake Paul. But we saw Tommy Fury really, he had the stats to win this fight. He was hitting Paul with the jab so many times. He was kind of outclassing him in this fight. Jake Paul got the knockdown late, and with some questionable judging, it ended up being a split decision, but I do think Tommy Fury won the fight. So the thing that everybody is talking about now is the rematch. Will we get Jake Paul versus Tommy Fury 2? I'm sure Jake Paul is going to be pushing for it. I'm sure he's going to be looking to avenge that first loss. But if I was in his shoes right now, I would be saying no to this fight. Kind of to expand on that, I do think Tommy Fury is a few levels above Jake Paul at this point. Now, that's not saying Jake Paul can't eventually get there, but I don't think an immediate rematch will help him. I just think it would be another loss in his book, and he's trying to build the hype off his name in boxing, so I don't think another loss would do any good for that. If I was Jake Paul, I would go against KSI next. I think that's a solid matchup that he can win. But right now, I think we all forgot about how good of a boxer Tommy Fury is. I mean, he's not like a world beater, but I think he's levels above Jake Paul right now. It's the first person that Jake Paul fought that really is like a boxer, not just someone switching from MMA over to boxing, which a lot of people I don't think give enough credit for, because making the switch from MMA to boxing is very, very difficult, just like if a boxer's trying to switch over to MMA. It's not really a smooth transition like everybody thinks. So Jake Paul kind of had some easier opponents. This was definitely his biggest challenge to date. I do think he's going to improve from here, but I just don't think a rematch with Tommy Fury should be in the cards right now. Take on KSI, let Tommy go do his own thing for a while, and have an eventual rematch down the line. Because if Paul can get a couple more wins over celebrities, the rematch will do even bigger numbers. Now, while all eyes were on this match, we actually did see arguably the greatest boxer of all time in exhibition action this weekend, Floyd Money Mayweather. He's been doing these exhibition matches for a while now, kind of fighting these streamers and like little celebrities and everything like that, just for fun, nothing to count. If it ends without a knockout, then it's considered a draw. This weekend, he traveled to the UK to fight Aaron Chalmers. I didn't know who that was until I looked it up. He's a UK star. He was on the Georgie show, which is kind of like the Jersey Shore of the UK. If I'm wrong about that, I could be. But it sounds like that Georgia or whatever shore that he was on. He's kind of built a little bit of a name for himself. So it was Floyd Mayweather versus Aaron Chalmers at the O2 Arena in London this weekend. And this is something we won't usually talk about, because Floyd, when he goes against these little boxers in this exhibition thing that don't really have the talent that Floyd has, aren't even considered, professional boxers. They're just celebrity boxers. He usually just dances around. It's an easy win. It doesn't matter at all. But the thing that really caught my attention about the one this time around is that the O2 Arena had just about next to nobody in it. There were reports coming out that people were trying to get, or Ticketmaster or Ticket whatever, whoever was trying to sell the tickets was contacting, maybe even the box office, they were contacting people saying that all they had to pay was a little booking fee, and that was it, basically a couple dollars to get into the arena. And if you look up all the images online, there is absolutely nobody here, or there, I should say, there at the O2 Arena. And it got me thinking, how much longer will these arenas let Floyd do these, exhibition matches? How much money really is actually in them? Because nobody's really streaming them. It was just about impossible to stream. It seemed like I didn't even get to watch it, and I just heard basically what I said. Floyd just dancing around, not making any effort really. He's striking down way below his skill level here, so it's no contest. And I don't think people have any interest in watching it. And, how much longer are these going to go on at empty arenas before he either calls it quits or it's just like it's not worth having them anymore? Because I think Floyd has put on some solid bouts in his career. He arguably is the greatest of all time at 50-0. But I just don't know if these exhibition matches are doing it anymore. I would love to see the numbers on it. I doubt we'll ever see like what he's making, what his opponents are making, how much money it's bringing in. But based off ticket sales, it doesn't seem like it's bringing in any money. So I just kind of want to ramble about that real quick. What's going on there? Because, back in the day when Floyd fought, it was a huge deal. I remember when he fought Conor McGregor, and it was just the biggest deal in the world. And that was kind of his first time down the celebrity lane. But now it's just like no one cares what the greatest boxer of all time is doing with these exhibition matches. So it's just interesting going from Jake Paul and Tom Fury, who are such, on the lower class of boxers compared to Floyd. And that's not a knock on them. You're going with the top of the top echelon versus up-and-comers. And just to see how many eyes were on that compared to this Floyd exhibition match. So that's kind of our combat sports talking for this episode. I'm sure we'll have more WWE stuff as the road to WrestleMania kicks off. But for now, we'll leave it at that. The boxing scene, it is what it is right now. I hope boxing can really get together because they've been going down for a while. UFC, I feel, is on the downward trend right now. So hopefully they can both get it back up. But there is a review I would like to have in this episode. There's a new show, got promoted during the Super Bowl, so it caught my eyes. Joe McHale and a new supporting cast on Fox. It is called Animal Control. Basically, it's a new sitcom following Joe McHale and the supporting cast and their workers for Animal Control. And, it's kind of a mix of what their life is and what they're doing on the job. Just your typical sitcom, except in the animal control scenario. And so far, 2 episodes in, I hope it really can pick up some steam here. The first thing you have to know is, if you know Joe McHale, you know what you're getting into at this point when you watch a show starring him. It's, if you love him or hate him, if you hate him, definitely don't watch this because it's not going to be for you. You've seen it, his character a billion times at this point. If you do like what he brings to the table like I do, it's definitely worth a try. And I'm really just hoping this show can pick up some steam as it goes. I actually did like the pilot episode a little more than the second episode, which is kind of a shocker because I thought it would keep building. But like any sitcom, it still has time to find its stride. We're only 2 episodes in. A lot of them take at least a season. So hopefully it's getting enough viewers to at least garner that second season. But for right now, 2 episodes in, it gets a 6 out of 10 in my book. It does have some funny moments. I think the cast of the show is very good and have a lot of chemistry, and there will be time to improve. But right now, just some of the jokes aren't hitting like I was hoping they would. But like I said, there's going to be time in the future for it to work out. As a Joe McHale fan, I do have trust for him in this project that he's starring in. So let's see where it goes. But right now, first 2 episodes, it's a 6 out of 10. If you like Joe McHale, it's definitely worth checking out. You'll probably get a few good laughs. If you don't like his style of comedy, then stay away from this one because I don't think this is going to change your opinion. But that's going to be it for this episode. Just a quick review, quick ramble on that. We have some combat sports here. And just thanks for listening. Follow on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok at Dave's R&R. We have plenty more reviews over there. We've got food reviews down the line. We're doing K-Cup reviews. We're reviewing anything and everything, some movies, some extra TV shows, some kind of quicker bits on there as well. Wrestling Wednesdays have been a big hit, and going into the road of WrestleMania, here's going to be some breaking news. Every Wrestling Wednesday for March will be an episode, a match from WrestleMania. That's right. Every match on the board is going to be from a prior WrestleMania. We're going to be reviewing strictly WrestleMania matches, some of the best ones I can find out there, and we'll see where that road takes us. The wheel's going to be spinning. We're going to keep reviewing, so keep on listening and have a great week, everybody.